what is the difference between a row level trigger and a statement level trigger? So in the last class we have seen some examples of the triggers, but we have another level of triggers which is called as the row level trigger. What is row level trigger? In the first class we discussed on the triggers. So what is a row level trigger? What is a low level trigger? Triggers on every record. Okay. Any others? Any other definition? So what is a row level trigger? What is row level trigger? Please. Anybody? Yes. Triggers for each row updated. Executes for each row. Yes. So the trigger associated to table. So any trigger, whether it is a row level trigger or the statement level trigger, it is associated to a table. Associated to table for a DML event, for an event. So that event can be a insert, update or delete. Okay. So executes for every row effects. So if update statement, okay, so now if you write a trigger update emp set salary is equal to salary plus 100, so I'm incrementing the salary by 1. Okay, if we have a row level trigger, the row level trigger for this update statement executes 14 times for this statement, executes 14 times, and the statement level trigger executes only one. Only once. So the statement level trigger executes only once, and the row level trigger for this statement executes 14 times. That is the difference between the row level trigger and the statement level trigger. Okay. So how can I identify the difference between row level trigger and the statement level trigger? How can I see the difference between? So how can I differentiate? Okay, so in order to create a row level trigger, we need to specify a for each row. For each row makes a trigger to row level. Trigger to row level trigger. Okay, so the row level trigger body, in the trigger body of row level, in the trigger body, we can access the row. The row means that is the record. That is the record. Okay. So what we are updating, inserting and deleting. So we can access the row. That means, see here, we are updating the salary. 14 rows we are updating. So each row can be accessed. Okay. So we can access the row what we are updating or inserting, deleting from row level trigger body. So we can access or we can modify the values. The row level trigger body. So that means within the trigger body, we can access this salary column of the row currently which you are updating. Okay, so if you are inserting a row, insert into DEPT values. See, this is the row we are inserting. So that means within the row level trigger for the DEPT table, we can access these three values. We can access this row. Okay, so with its statement level trigger, which is not possible. In the statement level trigger, we cannot access the row. But the row level trigger, the row what you are updating or inserting or deleting can be accessed. Okay, so now how we can access? We can access the row using using new and old trigger qualifiers. Trigger qualifiers. We can access the data. What? See, this is the row we are inserting. This is the row 11, 11, 11. This is the value, or this is the record we are inserting into department table. Okay, this row I am accessing within the trigger body. So what type of trigger? It should be a row level trigger. So how we can access? We can access using new and old. So using a new and why new and why old? I'll explain this one. Okay, new and old. So individual columns can be accessible. So this is for accessing the complete row. New is for accessing the complete row. Old is for accessing the complete row. Individual columns of the row. Accessed by new dot column name or old dot column name. Column name. So old dot or column name or new dot column name. That means, okay, so we can modify the row. We'll see the examples. First thing is using the new and old, we can access the row. What you are inserting, what you are updating, what you are deleting from the trigger body. We can access from the trigger body. Okay, using the triggers, we can access this value. Okay, let's see. So individual columns can be accessed with the new and old. Why we have a new and old? Okay, let's see. So now here I am updating the salary. Here I am updating a salary. So I am incrementing the salary. Okay, for example, where employee number is equal to employee number is equal to 7369. I'm updating the salary 7369. Okay, so now this row I'm updating. Okay, this row I'm updating to one row updated. What is the salary of the record before update? Before update, salary is 902. Before update, okay, row values are before update, row values are. This is the complete row. This is the complete record before update. Okay, so after update, the row values are. So I updated the record, right? So now, see. Or this one. So that means, okay, for every update operation, we have a record before update and after update. So this new is for accessing the new record and old is for accessing the old record. If I refer, okay, when compared to these two records in the trigger body, okay, so if I use old dot salary, so it gives 902. If I give new dot salary, it gives 1002 because new value and old value. Okay, if I give old dot employee number, old dot job will give you clerk, and new dot job will give you same clerk because we modified only this one, clerk. Old dot job and new dot job. So that the record. So the record what you are inserting and what you are updating, that gives you the correct information. Everybody is it clear? Yes or no, please? So what is the use of new and old? The new and old means new is for accessing the new record and old is for accessing the old record before update or before insert or before delete. Everybody is it clear? Yes or no, please? Yes or no, please? The significance of new and old. Okay. So now let's see. So we have a three operations, right? So the insert operation, update operation, and the delete operation. We have three operations. Okay, three operations. We have new and we have old. For insert, new is new record. New record what we are inserting. So do we have a old record for insert record? Do we have a old values for insert? If I use the new old dot column name in the insert trigger, we will get a null. See here, see I'm inserting a record into department table. I'm inserting a new record, but I don't have any old value. So within the trigger body for an insert operation, I cannot use old because old contains null. That's a very important thing. So update new record and old record. So update only we can have both. So for a delete, new is null because for deleting we are deleting a old record, but we don't have any this one. So for only for new and old. So for insert record, new record is always new record, old is always null. For update only we can have a new and old record. And delete. Delete means I can have only old record only because the new is null. Everybody is clear? Yes or no, please? Anybody have any doubts before going into the examples? Okay. So the basically what I'm hearing is using the new and old, we can access the row. What row it is, whatever row you are inserting or updating or deleting, we can access that row. That's a perfect. Next thing, individual columns can be accessed with the old dot column name or new dot column name. Perfect. So this is the row level trigger. Row level trigger executes for every row what it affects. The statement level executes only one thing. And one thing is we cannot use new or old in statement level trigger. The statement level trigger is only useful for this only. Okay, so let's see. I have an employee table. Okay, I have an employee table. I want to insert a record into employee table. Okay, I want to insert a record into employee table, and I don't want to give the department number. I don't want to give the department number. Can I insert a record into department table without giving a department number? If a department number is a primary key, can I insert a record without giving a value into department number? No, because the department number is a primary key. We have to provide a value. Okay, so now the second thing is I don't want to insert a department number. The system should generate it automatically. So the system should generate it. I will give only department name and the location values only. I will give only two values. But the department number value should be populated automatically by a. So the maximum value plus 1. So I have to get the maximum value plus 1. Let's see. Now, okay. So now when we have to go with the row level trigger. When we have to write a row level trigger. So whenever you want to access the data, what you are inserting or updating, so then we have to go with the row level trigger. So whenever we need to access the data, or row data from trigger body. So then we have to go with row level trigger. So whenever we need to access the row data from trigger body, so then we have to go with the row level trigger. Everybody is clear? So otherwise, don't go with the row level trigger. It's always better to go with the statement level triggers. Okay. So now let's see. Let's write a trigger to populate the department number. So the requirement is to department number plus 1. I will give only two values. See, insert into Rename comma location. Values. This. So I'm executing this. Then insert into DEPT values. So that should be populated automatically. Okay, so now I'm inserting only two values. So the department number I need to populate automatically. So automatically means, so I want to execute a certain code automatically. If you want to execute any code automatically with a related to a trigger, with related to an insert operation, that only option is trigger. I can write the same thing with procedure, but procedure need to be called explicitly. I have to call procedure explicitly, but a function explicitly. But trigger, we don't need to call. That should be, that executes automatically. So whenever you want to execute any code automatically with a associated to an event, so then we have to go with the trigger. Anybody have any issues? Before insert on DEPT for each row. For each row is the listening. Okay, so now within the trigger body, begin, end. So I want to populate the department number value, department number column. Okay, so now what is the value I am giving here for the department number? I am inserting this statement. What is the value I am giving department number in this statement? What is the value I'm giving for department number column? If I don't give any value, what is the value it inserts? Null. If I don't give any value, null. So how can I access this null value? Okay, so within, see, this is the statement. Okay, so this statement I'm giving department name value, department location, and department number value. Okay, this trigger is going to execute for every row of this insert. Okay, so here I can access, I can modify the value what I'm giving for the department number. See here, colon, I have to use the colon, new dot department number, DEPT, I can modify is equal to some 41. Let's see, I'm executing a 41. I'm directly giving a 41 to department number. Trigger compiled successfully. Trigger compiled. Now execute this insert statement. Okay, so now the department number I am giving 41, 41. See, one row inserted. How many values I provided? I provided only two values. So 41 and 41. But department number is null. Okay, so now I have a row level trigger on this table. Within the row level trigger, I am modifying the department number value using this new dot department number. I am assigning to 41. Let's see. See here, 41. So I am modifying the value within the trigger body. I am modifying the value within the trigger body. But I don't want to hard code. I want to get the maximum value plus 1. So how can I get the maximum value? How can I get the max value? How can I get the maximum value of a department number? So here I am getting select max of department number plus 1 by 1 from DEPT into V underscore DEPT number. So here I am assigning, so V underscore DEPT number. That's it. So whatever value I am getting, the max of department number plus 1. Okay, so the trigger compiled. Now execute this insert statement. So the department name I am giving 42. 1 row inserted. So it gets the maximum value plus 1 and it insert that record 40. Okay, so whenever I execute this statement again, so it will increment the record. Okay, everybody? Everybody is a clear yes or no, please? Okay, so now I want to modify the trigger. I want to modify the trigger. See, the one thing is I am modifying the row. See, this is the row I am giving. I am modifying the row in the table using the new and old. Now I want to convert this trigger into a different case. See here. See here I am giving in the lower case. Okay, but I want to convert it into the uppercase before loading. New dot dname is equal to upper of dname. So I'm converting into uppercase. See here what I'm doing here. So the uppercase of I'm using the upper of function, upper of the whatever value I'm giving here. So here upper of 42 and storing into the same column. See one row insert. So it saves into uppercase. Automatically the record will be saved in uppercase because I converted that value into uppercase. Okay, everybody? Yes or no, please? This is called as a automatic population of primary keys. Automatically we are populating a primary key values. Automatic population of a primary key values into the columns. So automatic population of a primary key column. Okay, everybody? So I'm modifying the value. Okay, so now I want to write a trigger, another example. Write a trigger for stopping, for restricting. Okay, so the salary update of precedent record. So I want to write a trigger for restricting the salary update of precedent record. So that means whenever any user tried to update the precedent salary record, it should stop. But it should continue for others. It should continue other records. Okay. So whenever user try to update, okay, precedent record. For example, let's see here, update EMP set salary is equal to salary plus 100. Okay, how many records I am updating here? I am updating all the records in my employee table. I am updating all records which has a precedent record. So my trigger is going to fail. I want to stop because I am updating a precedent record. Okay, so if you put job is not equal to precedent, so then it should allow me to update the record because I'm not touching the record. I'm not touching the precedent record. So then it should allow me to update the record. So that means during the update process, I want to check the value of the job column in the record. I want to check the record what I'm touching and the job column. So if the record or a row what I'm touching belongs to job of precedent, then stop. So here before this one I want to stop. So that means this trigger. So this is the trigger is a row level trigger. Create or replace trigger name for each row. So for each row I am updating this one. So whenever I am updating this record, I want to see if a job column is the precedent. So then it should stop. So now if old dot job is equal to precedent. So I'm checking the value, the row. What is the row? I'm updating. See here. So that if the current row is, if I'm touching my job column, so then raise application error. I want to stop. So trigger compile. So now let's see. I'm incrementing the salary by 100 where job is equal to 100. So now here I'm updating the 14 rows. Okay, I'm updating every row. For every row, for if any one row has a job is equal to precedent, so then it says that please don't update the precedent record. Yeah, because I'm updating a update statement all rows, but one of my row is a precedent row, so I cannot update it. So if I execute this statement, I won't get that error. Says that 10 rows updated because I'm not touching the precedent row. Everybody is clear? Everybody is clear? Yes. So let's see. Okay, so I will give a one assignment. Okay, so now I want everybody to write a trigger. So today class is also only half an hour class. Write a trigger for. Okay. Okay, first thing is you have a table called, everybody have a table, sorry. Everybody has a table called. Okay, so now let's execute this statement for creating a table. Create table emp underscore bkp as select star from emp. Don't worry about this create table, we will come back to the create table where emp from emp. Let's create this table. Let's create this table. Create a table emp underscore bkp. Okay, so now I have a tables emp underscore bkp. I have the data. Okay, so now emp and emp backup has a same data. Write a trigger for, okay, automatic syncing. Synchronization of emp and emp underscore bkp table. emp and write a trigger for automatic synchronization of emp and emp backup table. That is the very important. Now let's see. So now if a row inserted in emp table, it should be inserted in emp underscore bkp table. Now if a row updated in emp table, it should be updated in emp backup table. And if a row deleted from emp table, it should be deleted from emp backup table. emp backup table. So these are the three. So that means I have a table called, first execute this create table statement. Okay, so now you have both EMP and EMP backup tables have the same data. Okay, so if a row inserted in employee table, it should be inserted in EMP backup table. If a row updated in employee table, it should be updated in employee backup table. If a row deleted from employee table, it should be deleted from EMP backup table. Okay, everybody is clear? That is the assignment for tomorrow. Okay, so now another assignment is okay, I'll give you another assignment tomorrow. Okay, today I'm stopping here. Okay, so now another assignment is what is mutating error? What is mutating error in trigger and how to solve it? Okay, first of all, I don't worry about the how to solve it, because how to solve depends upon the next topic. Okay, after finishing the next topic, we will come back to this trigger. What is mutating error? Okay, so what is mutating error in the trigger? So I want answer to these two, this assignment and this trigger. Tomorrow I will give one more assignment. So regarding the DDL triggers and the system triggers, these are not required for the developers, but I will provide you the notes. Please go through it. If you have any issues, and let me know. Okay, so because we have not covered the DDL part, that's why please don't go with that trigger part. We will come back to the DDL triggers after finishing the DDL commands in SQL. Okay, but I will provide you the notes. If you want, you can go through it, but definitely we'll come back to the DDL triggers and the system triggers. Right now, the assignment for tomorrow assignment is to write a trigger for this one, and we need to write a mutating error part. Tomorrow will be, so the remaining topics in PL SQL is collections, built-in packages. Built-in packages and SQL loader, SQL LDR. SQL LDR is the three important topics we are pending in the PL SQL. Okay, everybody. So maybe we'll finish this PL SQL in this week or early next week. So then we will come back to the SQL part, DDL part and everything. Okay. So please practice the triggers. Because the time giving triggers for the triggers are very complicated one. So we need more practice. Please practice and please go through it. And for the collections, you need to understand all the topics in the PL SQL, whatever we covered so far. So please go through all the topics once again before coming into the collections. Okay, everybody is clear? Please. Yes, sir. See you tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow class is exactly not 40 minutes or 1 hour. Tomorrow we are going to have almost 1.5 hour class. We will try to finish the collections tomorrow. Okay, sir. If you have any issues, any doubts, let me know.
Sir,
Yeah, me videos